Hi guys! So today's class is about creating space in the neck, the shoulders and the back. We're really going to think about breathing into those areas, really going to think about opening up the front side of the shoulders, the shoulder blades, easing into the neck and looking at working into the upper back and lower back as well. So it's going to be a nice, stretchy, juicy practice. You're not going to need any props, you're just going to need a bit of space around your mat. Okay, so we're going to start lying down on our backs. And as you lie down, the first thing I want you to do is just think about the position of your shoulders. So before we take our legs outstretched, let's just notice which position the shoulders have landed in. Notice the position of the neck, the head. Does your chin feel like it's lifted? Do your shoulders feel like they're at the same height? Normally, we've got some imbalances going on here. So let's just think about tucking the chin under slightly to create some length. Moving the shoulder blades down the back. Almost a feeling of rolling and tucking the shoulder blades underneath you. And then resting the arms down, palms facing up. If it feels okay to stretch the legs out long, then you're going to do that now. Closing off the eyes. Let's try to resist holding on to the shoulders. So really allow the back side of the body to let go. Being aware of all the parts of your body that are in contact with the floor. Allowing the head to be heavy. And the muscles in your face to soften. See if you can let go even more. Let go of the shoulders, let go of the elbows, the wrists, the fingers. Perhaps just noticing the areas of tension in your body today. And then switching your awareness to your breath. As you gently start to deepen the breath, I want you to send your breath to the space between your shoulder blades. As you breathe in, feel the space between the shoulders widening. And then as you breathe out, feel that space softening. Breathing in to create space between the shoulder blades. Breathing out to soften that area. Just continuing with those nice full breaths. Keeping your eyes closed, just gently start to turn your head over to your right shoulder. Notice how close you can get your chin towards your shoulder. And then slowly take the head all the way over to the left side, again without force. Just see how close you can get your chin towards your shoulder. And bringing the head back to center. Finding a nice neutral place for the head to rest. Let's reach the arms up above the head. You can keep your eyes closed here. I want you to just lengthen from your fingertips out through your toes. So like it's the first stretch of the day, begin to creep one hand higher than the other. So that stretch is now starting to move down through the shoulders into the side ribs. You might be able to feel it moving all the way down into the hip flexors or into the thighs. Really lengthening, making yourself as tall as you can. And then you're going to take hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Gently start to pull the wrist over to the right side. Allow your head to turn to the right. And again, just find some freedom, find some space through the side ribs. Take a big breath in and out. And then coming back to center, taking hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Pull over to the left side and let the head gently turn and take a big breath in and out. As you bring the hands back to center, just interlace your fingers here. Push the palms away from you. Start to hug the elbows into the ears. So again, we're really stretching out from the hands to the feet. This time as you breathe in, I want you to lift your rib cage away from the floor. And then as you breathe out, bring the back ribs down onto the mat. So we're trying to flatten the upper back, the middle back, without moving the arms. Again, inhale, lift the rib cage. Create that space. And then as you breathe out, draw the back ribs down towards the floor. Let's do that 2 more times. Just moving with your breath. Trying to resist the arms pulling away from the floor. And then at the end of the next exhale, I want you to continue pushing the back ribs down into the mat. Keep that connection as you bring the arms back down beside you. Gently stepping your feet up onto the mat. Bring your knees all the way into the chest. And then hugging the knees towards the shoulders. We'll go just a bit wider with the legs. Tuck the chin under again, so we're feeling this length through the neck. If you can, hook your elbows around the tops of your knees and then start to draw the knees into the body. So there's a real feeling of length now from the crown of the head down into the base of the spine. I want you to remember this shape because we're going to be coming back to it later. Remember this feeling of having the spine supported, this feeling of having a nice long spine. And then breathing deeply into your back ribs. I want you to feel the back ribs expanding against the mat. Good. Now from here, bringing the knees in together. Let's just keep the knees together as we draw some circles. So I want you to massage the lower back, the top of the buttocks, middle back and shoulder blades. Just making as much of a connection between your back body and the floor as you can. Good. And then lowering the knees down to the left. Open the arms out wide. Let your legs become heavy here on the left side. Reaching right palm to left palm. Inhale, go across the body. Let the head roll. And then exhale, drag the hand across the arm, across the chest, and unravel the upper body without moving the lower body. You're just going to keep doing that with your breath. Inhale, reaching palm to palm. The idea here is to unravel through the spine. So we want to keep the legs still. Feel the twist happening from the middle of the back all the way out through the shoulders, and then follow the hand with the head. Let's do it one more time on this side. Inhale, reaching across, and then peeling open, following the right hand with the head. Look over to the right. Slowly bring your knees back up to center, and then lower the knees down to the right side. Again, just allowing the legs to be heavy on the right. Reaching left palm to right palm this time. As you exhale, unravel. Try and keep the legs still so you're feeling this twist happen from the middle of the back upwards. And it might take a few goes to get that connection with the shoulder blade to the floor again, especially if you're feeling really tight here in the back. One more time on this side. And then slowly bringing the knees back into center. And just placing the hands on the knees. Take a gentle rock side to side. Good. Rocking the knees into the chest. Let's start to lift the buttocks up and down. So a gentle tuck in. And then bringing the hands underneath the knees. Rock yourself up to sitting. As you roll up, we're just going to wriggle back. Give yourself a bit of space. And taking a really gentle forward fold here. So I've got a big bend in the knees. I'm just allowing my body to rest over the top of the thighs, allowing the shoulders to soften. So just be really aware of the arms wanting to lift up towards the ears. We're allowing them to drop down, allowing the head to be heavy. Just focusing on breathing once again into that space between the shoulder blades. Closing the eyes if that helps. Really drop the chin. And then rising back up. From here, let's take the hands back behind us. So fingers facing forward, spread through the palms. Just walking the feet in a little bit closer. We're going to start by rolling the shoulders up and back. Begin to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feel a lifting action happening. So rib cage is moving away from the hips here. Keep lifting the ribs as you lift the heart, lift the eyes. And then take a big breath into that space. Now if this feels like enough of a stretch, you can stay as you are. If you'd like to go a bit deeper, push into your feet, start to float the hips up. Continue to squeeze your shoulder blades round. You can also rock forwards and back. That will just open up the shoulders a bit more. Lowering back down onto the mat. From here, we're going to take the hands onto the knees. And then I want you to just think about the hands really gluing onto the knees here. Imagine someone is poking you in the belly. We're going to roll back from the belly button. Keep the feet in contact with the floor. And just see if you can find space between the shoulder blades. So shoulders are drawing apart, head is becoming heavy. And then from here, we're going to do the opposite. So sitting up as straight as you can. Walk your feet a little bit closer, remembering that position that we had a moment ago when we were lying. Let's hook the elbows around the knees. Start to draw the knees into the chest, really lengthening up through the back. Be aware of the shoulders lifting, make sure they're dropping down. And then see if you can lift the heart a bit more, maybe even lifting the chin slightly to open up through the front body. Good, releasing out a bit. From here, we're going to come around to sitting. So if you do have something that you want to sit on here, please feel free. I'm just going to take cross-legged position. And making sure that you're comfortable here, let's just take a moment to sit still. So resting, palms down on the knees, just finding some length through the back. Tucking the chin under slightly. I want you to reconnect with your breath. With every breath in, there's a lengthening up through the crown of the head. And with every breath out, there's a softening in the shoulders, softening and heaviness in the arms. Now from here, we're going to take a deep breath in, opening up the eyes and just reach your fingertips to touch. As you lift up, look up towards your hands. As you breathe out, bring your fingertips down and lower the chin onto the chest. So I'm stretching down towards the floor. Again, inhale, reaching the arms up, big stretch. Look up towards the fingertips. Exhale, hands come down onto the floor, chin to chest. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, stretching up, creating length. Exhale, fingertips to the floor, chin to chest. Now just keeping that extension in the arms, the fingertips can touch down now. I want you to gently roll your chin from shoulder to shoulder, so just drawing gentle semicircles. Not forcing, using the weight of your head. And then coming back to center with the head, just lifting the head up. We're going to continue to stretch the right arm out, but from here gently place the left hand onto the side of the face. So there's just a little bit of pressure here with the hand, not too much. Allowing the head to be heavy, you can close off the eyes. Just feeling the stretch down the side of the neck, into the shoulder. Breathing fully. And slowly bringing the head back up, switching sides, extending the left arm away, bringing the right hand onto the side of the face, and just gently resting the hand there. Come back to your breath. Coming back to center again. This time let's place the hands down onto the knees, taking a seated cat-cow. As you breathe in, extend your chest forwards and pulling back on the knees here to create some space. Exhale, like someone's poked you in the belly, roll back. Feel the shoulder blades separating. And then again, inhale, taking the chest forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, rolling back. Allow the shoulder blades to separate. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, chest goes forwards, shoulders squeeze together. Exhale, rolling back. And then coming back to neutral with the spine, sitting tall. We're going to reach across into the left hand, take the right arm up and over. So just take a moment here, think about really rooting down through your right hip. So imagine that almost that your hand is pushing the thigh down towards the floor. Reach out through the right arm, really open up the side ribs, reach through the shoulder, and then I want you to just look down towards the floor. Allow the head to lift up towards the ceiling. Bringing yourself back up to center, lean across into the right hand. Same thing, rooting your left hip down, reach the left arm up, and then really extend out to the sides, side stretch, allowing the head to look down towards the floor and up towards the ceiling. And then coming back up to center. From here we're going to lean across into the left hand again, but reach the right hand forwards to the diagonal this time, so really extending past the knee. Maybe the fingertips find the floor. From here, allow the head to bow down towards the left leg, but remember to sit back onto your sit bones. Taking a big breath. Then reaching up and over. Lean across into the right hand. Left hand is going out for the diagonal. Again, maybe the fingertips find the floor. As you continue to stretch through the left arm, sit back into your buttocks. Allow the head to be heavy. Take a big breath. Making your way back up to sitting. Let's take the right hand across to the left knee, coming into an easy twist. Popping up onto your fingertips behind you. Inhale, sit tall. Now before you start to move the head, I want you to think about moving from the waist. So twisting the navel around to the left. As you breathe in, create a bit more length. And as you exhale, twist your rib cage around to the left. One more time, inhale, sitting tall. As you exhale, move your shoulders round to the left. And if it feels comfortable to do so, turn your head. Allow the shoulders to drop down away from the ears. There's a real ringing sensation in the spine here. And unwinding, bringing the left hand across to the right knee. Inhale, sit tall. Twisting, slowly move your navel round to the right. Again, inhale, sitting tall. Exhale, ribs go to the right. One more time, inhale, sitting tall. Shoulders move to the right. Maybe the head wants to follow. If it doesn't feel natural, if it creates tension, just keep the head in a neutral place. And then slowly unwinding. From here, we're going to make our way round to all fours. And just bringing our hands underneath our shoulders. Start to spread through the palms. Make sure you've got equal weight through the fingers here. And just starting to draw circles with the shoulder heads above the wrists. Just feeling that weight spread through the palms and shifting around in both directions. And keeping the shoulders still now, let's just wriggle into the lower back. So circling lower body only. Wriggling into the hips, creating a bit of freedom here. Again, moving around in both directions. And then from here, let's just keep the pelvis still. There's a gentle engagement with the lower belly. I want you to think about shrugging the shoulders. So drop your chest down towards the floor. Feel the shoulder heads squeeze together. And then push your palms into the mat and feel the shoulder blades open apart. Again, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Drop the chest. And then push into the floor. Feel the shoulder blades move apart. And you can keep going slowly, or you can start to work a little bit faster if you feel like you've got that movement. It's really working into the scapula. Good. And then from here, let's take the chest forward. So cat-cow, inhale, looking up. Exhale, arching into the back. Push your palms, push your shins down and tuck the chin to chest. Keep going with your breath. Inhale, looking forwards. Exhale, arching into the back. Making the most of this stretch in both directions. And really trying to articulate through the spine, especially if you know you have a tendency just to bend into the lower back. See if you can activate the middle back all the way up to the shoulders. Good. And then from here, just sitting back onto your heels, let's take a moment to drop the forearms down onto the floor. So wriggling back here, allow the head to become heavy and just softening into your child's pose. Let's take this opportunity to reconnect with the breath. Really big breaths into the back side of your body. Feeling the shoulders separate, feeling the back ribs expanding right the way down to your lower back. Rising back up again. From here, come up onto your fingertips, making a cone shape with the hands. Start to push the fingertips down. And again, let's take a couple of cat-cows. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, rounding a bit further this time. So really arching into the back, moving into the shoulder blades, let the head drop. Let's do 2 more of those. And at the end of the next exhale, from here we're going to push back to child's pose again, but stay up on the fingertips this time. Walk your fingertips further forwards, so we're really stretching out through the shoulders, keeping the wrists and elbows lifted. Start to drop your head down towards the floor. Again, big breath into the shoulder blades. Good, now walking both hands, palms can come down again to the left side of the mat. Really going all the way across. So I want you to lean back onto your right heel and then relaxing into the head. Feel the stretch through the right side of your body. Walking both hands off of the right side of the mat. Sitting back onto your left heel, relaxing into the head. Take a big breath into the left side body. And then walking your hands back to center. From here we're going to rock up. Bring our forearms flat to the floor. Elbows are in underneath the shoulders. Palms are flat. And work once again through our cat-cow. So the emphasis this time is on moving into that space in the upper back, especially in between the shoulder blades. It's a smaller movement, but we're still thinking about really extending through the spine. So as you breathe in, lift the collarbones, look forwards. As you breathe out, push the forearms down, open up that space between the shoulder blades. And again, just take 2 more of those with your breath. As you come back down to neutral, interlacing your fingers together, we're going to keep the forearms where they are, but push back onto the heels to find an extended shoulder stretch. So head is heavy, arms are long, really wriggling back towards the heels. And then rising up, coming up onto the palms again. Just make sure your knees are in parallel. Walking your hands forwards, we're going to make our way to the top of the mat and then bring ourselves down onto the floor gently. Now once you're down, just get comfortable here. The legs can go a bit wider if they need to, just shaking into the hips. And we're going to begin with the hands underneath the shoulders, just drawing some small circles with the shoulders only. So don't lift the chest just yet. Let's just see if we can isolate this movement in the shoulder joint. Lifting and rolling the shoulders back. And then see if you can change direction, rolling the shoulders forwards. Good. And then from here, taking the hands together behind the back, let's interlace the fingers. If you can get the palms to touch as well, then you're going to take that option. Extending the hands back towards the heels, squeeze your elbows together, squeeze your shoulders together, and start to lift the chest gently away from the floor. It doesn't have to be far. Keep extending the arms back, but then lower your chin, let your head be heavy. And just take a big breath here. As you relax down, slowly let the arms drop. Let your face turn to one side and then really let go of the shoulders. So the front side of the shoulders drop down onto the floor. Maybe they even find the floor. Again, you can shake into your hips just to loosen the lower back. And then holding still, let's take a big breath in and out here. Bringing the hands back in underneath the shoulders. From here, I want you to take your left arm out to the side in a cactus position. So we've got elbow in line with the shoulder, palm is facing down. As you bend into your right leg, you're going to take the right leg up and over. Now, it might not go very far, depends how open you are in the front side of the shoulder today. So the movement might look more like this, where I'm just rolling onto my hip to open up the front side of the shoulder, or we might be able to take the right leg up and over to find the floor. So I want you to work at a place that feels good in your body, not like a strain. And we also want to try and keep as much contact between the floor with the elbow and the left shoulder. So just playing around with that, maybe rolling a foot over, maybe bending into the knee. The knee can be lifted without the foot on the floor. And then bringing yourself back around onto your belly, sliding the left hand in. Let's just take a couple of shoulder rolls backwards again. And then repeating on the other side, right arm goes out to cactus, so elbow is in line with the shoulder, palm is down. We're going to bend into the left leg. Maybe we just roll onto the hip, maybe the foot finds the floor, maybe the foot is in the air. Whatever feels right for you here today. And rolling back onto your front, slide the right arm in. From here, we're going to start to draw bigger circles with the shoulders backwards. And you can allow your chest to gently rise. So moving through some gentle cobras, inhaling to lift, exhaling down. Keep going. Good, and then pushing into your palms, make your way up to all fours. Let's take the knees in underneath the hips. Taking the right palm to the top left-hand corner of the mat, I want you to glue your palm there. Drop down onto your left forearm, allow your head to rest on the left arm, and then really start to lean away from your right hand. So I'm starting to feel this now through the right shoulder into the armpits, all the way down into the side ribs on that right hand side. Breathing into the side ribs. Good, and then rising back up again, just walking the left hand across to the right top hand corner of the mat, glue the palm there, come down onto your right forearm, relaxing the head to the forearm, and then leaning away. So lean back from that left hand. Allow the body to really drop and soften into your ribs. And then rising back up again, just popping back up onto the palms. Place the hands in underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes under and just take a gentle down dog here. So not too much of a hamstring stretch if you're not feeling open in the legs. You can just bend the knees. We're only going to be here for a moment. I want you to shake out the head, just turning the head side to side, nodding yes and no, up and down. Just feeling that looseness in the neck. And then keeping the arms nice and strong, take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Bringing the knees back down onto the mat, all fours. From here, we're going to pass the right arm underneath the left, so working into the back of the right shoulder now. Slide the arm down, drop down onto your left forearm, and just melt into the floor. So I'm allowing both arms to relax, just closing off the eyes. Sinking into this position, I want you to just use the weight of your body. And pushing into the left palm to unravel. Take your left arm underneath your right. Come onto the back of the shoulder, softening down into both arms, into the side of the face. Let the head be heavy. Pushing into the right palm, making your way back up to all fours. From here, let's just walk ourselves back to kneeling. So if you can, sit back onto your heels. If this isn't doable, you can do this in a lifted kneeling position as well. Okay, we're going to start by taking the left arm underneath the right. So cross left elbow underneath the right elbow. Turn the palms into face one another, so we're in eagle arms. As you breathe in, lift the elbows up and away from the face. As you breathe out, tuck the elbows into the chest, rounding into the back. And we're just going to hold here. Feel the shoulders sliding down the back, and then wriggle the body side to side. There's no real right way to do this, just working into the shoulder blades, working into the middle and lower back. Just doing anything that feels good. And then rolling back up to kneeling, releasing the arms. Before we do the other side, let's just take the hands together behind the back, interlacing the fingers, stretch down towards the floor, lift the chest. And then other side, let's take the right elbow underneath the left elbow. Same thing, eagle arms. Lifting the elbows up and away from the face, deep breath in. Exhale, folding into the body, tuck the elbows into the chest, and just take a little wriggle, side to side, moving into the ribs, into the shoulders, the neck, moving in a way that feels good for you. And then rising back up, releasing the arms. This time just rolling the elbows back a few times. From here we're going to rock forwards into the palms. And just tucking the toes under, make our way into a forward fold. So again, as we haven't warmed up the legs, let's just take a big bend in the knees. We're not focusing on the legs for today. I want you just to allow the feet to spread, the legs to feel comfortable. We're going to take opposite hand to elbow, so really pulling down onto the tops of the arms here. Let the head be heavy. And then start to shift your weight side to side, just bending the knees as much as you need to. Good, and then from here, we're going to tuck the hands underneath the feet. So I want you to lift your toes up and just slide the backs of the hands down onto the floor. Get your big toes as close to the crease in your wrist as you can. Start to lean forwards, put some weight down into the backs of the hands, and then relaxing the head, start to lift the space between the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Straightening the legs a bit more if you can. Really allow the head to be heavy, and then take a big breath into that space between the shoulders. Good. Bending into the knees. Taking the hands back out again. Then just walking the hands up onto your knees. As you breathe in, let's straighten out the legs, extend the chest forwards, find a nice flat back position. As you breathe out, soften all the way down, let the head be heavy. Now rolling up the back, one vertebrae at a time, push into the heels. Really think about stacking the vertebrae, one on top of the other. Coming up nice and slowly, your head should be the last thing to lift up. And when you get to the top, again, we're going to roll the shoulders back. Bring the hands up onto the shoulders and start to lead with your elbows, really big circles. Just reconnecting with the breath again. And then allowing the elbows to roll forwards, making those circles as big as you can. Bringing the elbows in towards each other, and then opening the elbows out to the sides. Inhaling elbows in and out to the sides. One more time, elbows in and out to the sides. Good, now from here we're going to take the hands together. So pushing into the palms, stretch the hands forward, soften the knees a little bit and roll back from the chest, from the belly. Now extend the arms up towards the ceiling. Hug the elbows into the ears. And begin to free the rib cage side to side. So there's a real feeling of just shifting the weight side to side and creating space between the bottom rib and the hip. Don't worry about what it looks like. Again, we're just going for what it feels like. And then just starting to draw some circles. You can take the feet a bit wider here. Pushing the palms away. And just circling around in both directions. Trying to move into any of those areas that we haven't got yet. And just sliding the hands down onto the back of your head. We're going to take an inhale to open the elbows up, lift the heart, lift the eyes. As you exhale, gentle forward fold. So just a bend in the knees, bring the elbows towards each other. We're moving into the neck. Let go of the shoulders. Make sure they're not lifting. Close off the eyes. And then we're going to continue. Inhale, open the elbows up, look up. Exhale, gentle forward fold, bring the elbows towards each other. So just finding your own rhythm. Let's do maybe 2 or 3 more of those. Really focusing on allowing the arms to be heavy as you move forwards. Okay, the next time you forward fold, let's stay there. From here, I want you to just very gently start to squeeze the back of the head. So just placing a bit of pressure into the scalp. Gently walk your hands, they're staying interlocked, we're just going to move them up the back of the head towards the top of the head. And it's just a really gentle action, hugging inwards. And then we're going to walk the hands back down towards the base of the neck. Good. And bringing yourself slowly back up to neutral. And releasing the arms down beside you. Good, let's take a moment here just to stand tall. So lifting up from the top of the head, feeling that length, maybe drawing the chin in slightly. Feel that length down through the shoulders. So I want you to imagine that someone's just very gently pushing down on the tops of the shoulders so you can feel that lowering action. And then just closing off the eyes. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Again, every time you breathe out, allowing the shoulders to drop further down the back. Every time you breathe in, allowing your spine to grow longer. And then from here, taking a deep breath in, I want you to lift your shoulders as high up to your ears as you can. As you breathe out, just let go of them. Let's do that again. Deep breath in, lifting and releasing. One more time, deep breath in and releasing. As you open up your eyes, let's just bring ourselves forwards to the top of the mat. And then sitting back down onto the floor. And I want you to come back to find that flat back position. So we've got heels tucked in nice and close, arms wrapping around the legs, lifting the chest, lengthening through the back. As you draw the shoulders down, let's see if we can grow even taller this time. So lifting the chin, there's almost a feeling of leaning back. Finding that expansion in your rib cage as you breathe. Good, and then from here, just taking the heels a little bit further forwards or wriggling back, giving yourself a bit more space. I want you to wrap your arms around yourself. So give yourself a really big hug and see if you can wriggle the palms onto the shoulder blades. Okay, from here, we're just going to fold inwards. So chin to chest, rounding, feel the shoulder blades opening up. Again, take a big breath in between the shoulder blades. And we're going to just sit tall. Release the arms and roll down onto the mat slowly. So just moving through the vertebrae again. Using the hands to the legs for a bit of help, a bit of control if you need to. And then bringing the knees all the way into the body. Let's tuck the chin under. Find that length in the back of the neck. Place the soles of the feet down. And if you're feeling okay to do so, extending the legs out straight. There's a feeling of tucking the pelvis under here. So we want to lessen the space between the lower back and the floor. And then I want you to think about actively tucking the shoulder blades underneath you. So creating that space once more through the front side of the chest, allowing the palms to turn up. Just coming back to where we started. As you close your eyes and bring your awareness inwards, just take this opportunity to acknowledge how you're feeling now. I want you to notice all the differences in the body, everything that's opened up. Be aware of all of that space you have now in the shoulders, in the neck, in the back. Just be aware of how deeply you can breathe into those areas. Continue to breathe deeply into the back, into the shoulders, into the ribs. Deeply enough that you can feel the back side of your body expanding against the floor. And then taking a really big breath in through the nose. I want you to exhale out through the mouth. Being aware of the length in the spine, being aware of the heaviness of your shoulders. Just begin to wriggle your fingers and your toes. Gently walk the feet in towards you. Allowing the knees to sway side to side. And then gently sliding the hands underneath you. And just pressing down into the arms to bring you up to sitting. Lengthen up through the spine, bring your hands into heart center. Namaste.